Well, welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Today is Walkie Talkie on Wednesday, before Thanksgiving. Chickens have finally started to molt. Seen a whole lot more feathers all over the place this morning. Still getting about 10 eggs a day. Miss Curly Q, you gotta quit. So, of course, Miss Curly Q wants to go for a walk. And she's smelling where all the animals have been, like the possums, the armadillos, raccoons. Everything's out scurrying at night, trying to get some grub, whatever they can find. So we've gotten a pretty good bit of rain recently. It's about 55 degrees today. Finally some cool weather. Great day to take a good walk, and it's not so dusty since we've gotten some rain. So I was just going to jump on here real fast and just wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. Hope it is a beautiful, wonderful day for you and your family. Everything is trying to turn back green, but we know winter's coming and it'll all go away. It'll all be frosted. But it took forever for us to finally get some rain. We had one of the worst droughts that we've ever seen here in Louisiana. Lots of trees all over the place that have died. So I'm sure this spring's going to be a lot of good cleanup. Come on, let's go back this way, Curly. Come on, Curly Q. Let's go back this way. Oh my goodness. Let's turn all the way around because you twisted around me. Gotta love it, right? Miss Press. She is a Labradoodle. I think she is about 4 now, or going on 4. She's been really getting excited about all the critters running around at night. She stays in the fenced-in yard during the day, but at night if she hears a critter, she jumps the fence and goes and chases them. So when it gets dark, we put a cowbell on her so we can hear where she goes. When she jumps out at night and chases critters, she does not make a sound. And other than her being a big white dog in the black and the darkness of the night, you really don't see her very good. Every once in a while you might see her, but she runs through the brush in the woods and she doesn't bark. So we could never catch her and never find her. She usually doesn't leave the property. She usually stays on the property, which is good, but the bell helps us to know where she is. And I think she just likes to go for four-wheeler rides. She hears the four-wheeler crank up, we go out and look for her, and then she runs to the four-wheeler, wants to go for a ride. Spoiled rotten, but hey, it works. She comes to that four-wheeler when she hears it. Now she's chasing something. That might be another story. She'll kind of ignore us still, but usually she'll come running up for the four-wheeler. So I know everyone's busy doing all their holiday cooking. I just thought I would get on here and stop for a minute. I'm doing a few things. We're not doing a whole lot. Really do not see no reason to do too much cooking for just a small amount of people. Of course, we're still going to keep it traditional. We still roast our turkey and do all the trimmings and all the dressing and all the dessert, just on a smaller level. But there's no reason to be stressed when you know you're blessed. I find so many people get so stressed out over everything has to be just so and just perfect. I grew up in a family that was extremely high-strung like that, and I've just had to retrain myself and reteach myself. And I think my siblings has done the same thing, to just learn to relax and just enjoy things and not get too bothered by it. just enjoy the holidays. And you know, if you're so stressed out and you've been cooking for a couple of days, then you seem to be plumb exhausted by the time your family gets there. And then I don't see how you can enjoy it as much if you're just so extremely exhausted. You know, Thanksgiving is a time where everyone should be in the kitchen helping, not just one or two people stuck in the kitchen doing all the work. So that's how we like to do it. We all get in there and do different things. Whatever we like to make, different ones like to make different dishes. And then it's not such a heavy weight on just one person. So y'all, want to tell you a quick story. Trying to make sure this doesn't go too long. Kind of hard to see with the shade of the trees. You can kind of see it's just the time of day that it is. And we have lots of little twigs and limbs blowed over from the recent little rainstorm that we had. But so we got bad gas. And I could have said it a different way and you would have just thought it was hilarious. So coming home from church Wednesday night, I had some errands to run on Thursday. This was last week. It was late after church. Had a wonderful church service. I was doing a wonderful Bible study. And I had some errands to run the next day. So my husband said, well, I'll go ahead and fill the gas tank up for you. So the next day, you won't have to worry about stopping and getting gas, because it's hard for me to get up and get going sometimes with my health problems. So we try to eliminate as many stops as possible whenever we have to go somewhere, because the longer I ride, the worse it is on my body. So anyway, we stopped and got gas, and it was taking forever for the gas tank to fill up. And I was thinking, my God, my husband's usually not that patient. I would have just put a few dollars in and went somewhere else, because it was just really getting on my nerves, because it was taking forever, and it was cold and windy, rainy, and he just kept on pumping. So anyway, we usually don't get gas at this place. I'm not going to say who it is, where it is, or whatever, but so we don't usually stop there. It was the first place that we seen that was reasonable, so we went there and got the gas. We usually get it closer to the interstate where we were going to jump on to go home, and then, you know, it was just on the way. We had to go a little further to get gas where we regularly get it at. That mushroom is beautiful. So anyway, I said, well, let's go ahead and get some fried chicken, because it's already late and I hadn't felt like cooking. So we got some fried chicken, and of course they ask you, what kind of chicken do you want? And we want it spicy, and they're always like, well, you know, it's going to be about 15-20 minutes. Do you still want spicy? Well, of course I still want spicy. That's what I want. That's what I like. Okay, well, it's going to be 20 minutes. Well, of course I'm going to wait for it, because that's what I want. They kill me with that. And so we pulled around, sit there and chit-chat about the Bible study and different things, and made the time go by fast. And it was cool, so he left the vehicle running. So we came on home and ate, had a good night, talked about the Bible study some more, and went to bed. So the next morning, and I actually slept pretty good that night. So the next morning I was up and at them early. And I go out there to get in my ride, the little SUV, and it won't crank. And first I didn't think nothing, and then it wouldn't crank. And then after about the 10 times, I'm like, that pump was pumping so slow, I bet we got bad gas. So of course by then, you know, you're a little frustrated. You already were up and early, and everything was going just absolutely wonderful and beautiful. And then you think you're not going to be able to ride to town to go get your early Thanksgiving grocery shopping done and run a few other errands. But it did not stop me from going to town. The Iron Giant, of course, she was just about purring. She couldn't be more happy to go ride to town. So I still love driving that big old F-350. Still gets the job done. I don't drive it a whole lot because it's just not as frugal to drive it. Diesel is so expensive now. But I just like driving that truck. It's fun. So it didn't bother me that my SUV was having a little issue because she got a hold of some bad gas. So even whenever you think there's something trying to stop you, just don't let the devil stop you. Make sure you let the devil know who the boss is. There's a will, there's a way, and if God's on your side, I don't believe nothing could be against you. So we still got to go to town, still got to go get our shopping done before everything was completely flown off the shelves. So it still worked out good. A long story short, been back to the parts house 3 times to get the right part for my Buick, the SUV. And I think finally after the 3rd trip, and almost a week later, well, it has been a week later, today makes a week, or actually tomorrow, Thursday, on Thanksgiving, but gave us the wrong part twice, had to reorder it again, so she's just taking a little break right now until husband gets off for the Thanksgiving holiday, so we can get her back on the road. But it's actually been kind of nice. I don't go anywhere too much anyway, so it was fine. Sometimes I even wonder if we even needed another vehicle, but we've always tried to have at least 3 vehicles living in the country. So we have our family vehicle, the husband's work truck, and then we have the Iron Giant for a backup for our muscle truck, if you want to call it that, because it can haul anything you want to haul, and it's good for that. And we have definitely used it to haul all kind of stuff, and it's done absolutely wonderful hauling anything you want to put behind her. So guess that's just the modern world that we live in today. We're all kind of independent. Even though it's an expense, at least all the vehicles are paid for. Insurance isn't too expensive now that we've all gotten into our 50s. So it all works out. So yeah, I had talked to my neighbor about getting bad gas, and he said somebody else he knew recently got some bad gas. So of course he asked where was it, and I told him, but he didn't think that was where they got theirs from. But I told him I had never got bad gas before, so I was kind of shocked. But you know, it can happen. Happens to all of us. And of course these newer vehicles, you have to replace, I think it's 2 or 3 different things once you get bad gas. It's not like the old vehicles. You just drop a little bad gas out of it and put some new gas in it, and then it'll spit and sputter and go ahead and blow out them carburetors and get down on a little bit and get rid of that bad gas. But you know, these new vehicles, they have a lot more electrical parts on them. Most of them don't even have carburetors no more. But I always remember that as a kid, and even have done it some myself in the Iron Giant. Get on the interstate and let her rip and blow some black smoke out the pipes. Especially when we had my son at home, some of the foster kids, they always got a kick out of it, turning around looking to see that black smoke poof out the pipes. Yeah, I guess those were the good old days. It was fun raising the kids and the foster kids. We had a lot of fun doing that. So, really wasn't too organized on my talk today. It's just a very relaxed, enjoyable day. Nice, cool, crisp breeze. Just taking a little break from the cooking for tomorrow. So, just want to jump on here and do a walkie-talkie. Trying to get back on my schedule. Kind of hard to do that some days, but just do the best you can. This is not really, it's more or less just a personal thing for myself. It helps me stay on schedule. I know another channel was talking about doing more structure and more scheduled stuff, and of course I was going to comment more about it in the comment, but some people seem to get offended when you talk too openly. But me personally, I think it definitely adds more more just having a routine. It shows that you're dedicated and that you work hard to keep up with what goals you set for yourself. And for some people, just not having a routine works good for them. So I'm always telling people life's not a competition. We just all have to do what works for us. What works for one may not work for another one. That's just life. We're all different. I can't imagine how strange the world would be if we all were exactly alike. We definitely wouldn't learn anything because our ideas wouldn't even be ideas because everybody would know the same thing. So I think that is the beauty of the YouTube world, is we can learn so much from so many different people, so many different ideas. And it's just been great, everyone supporting everyone. Some things we do, we already know what we share, that other people share. But then sometimes there's just a tad bit more information in there that may have taught you something that you didn't know. So it's true, you're never too old to learn something new. Just have to have an open mind and be willing to learn. See, the pine's got, the little duck pine's got some water in it because we got some rain. Sometimes we add water to it. Piggy's back there looking around for some grub. So, hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving. We're just going to be kind of taking it easy here on the homestead. Now that the husband's working, don't have a whole lot of time off to do anything. So, we've been kind of missing each other. He's been so busy, and then not only just working, they want to stay late a good bit. So, it's good just to have a relaxing, peaceful break from it all sometimes. And we thought about going out of town, and we're still thinking about possibly going out of town, maybe during Christmas. He has some vacation time, but the more we start thinking about it and talking about it, we really just feel like we just rather just stay home and take care of our animals and just live our little quiet, peaceful life, and just pretty content with it. Once we get home and get out here, it's just so quiet and peaceful. Really just don't want to go anywhere. And of course, some people don't understand that. They think you should be ripping, roaring, and going constantly. But maybe it's just a country folk thing, I don't know. Because we tend to just want to stay home and enjoy our time together. And it's also a lot cheaper just to stay home. But like they say, different strokes for different folks. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I don't want this to run too long, because I don't edit my walkie-talkies. I just record them, and what you see and what you hear is what it is. And I hope y'all do have a great Thanksgiving. Don't forget to rest so that you can actually enjoy your family. Don't work yourself too hard. Make those memories and take the time to take a walk. Enjoy the outdoors with your family. Do some activities outside, not just inside. Things that's going to stick, that children are going to remember. Taking a walk and looking at nature. You know, the food's great, but you need to spend some good quality time together. Make some good memories. So farewell, homestead, family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.